So for those of you who don't know, I'm in Australia, and yes, it is 8 o'clock in the morning here this morning. So I'm going to talk about morning and those sorts of things just because it's natural and it's part of the day. As I mentioned earlier, I am a Thinkific ambassador and a Thinkific approved expert, and I help business owners be able to put their courses together using the Thinkific platform. Now, in response to some of the questions that we've seen inside the Thinkific group and within my Course Creators Circle group about how do we navigate things, how do we do things, today's session is a walkthrough of our testing school, and I'm going to show you the basic areas and some of the areas that quite often my students and the people that we work through get tripped up with, and the common things that can trip you up throughout that journey. I am not Thinkific though. I am not their support department, and I'm definitely not their tech team, but I will help you with any questions I can possibly answer as we go throughout today. For those of you watching the live stream on Facebook, if you want to come and ask me questions today and have them answered live while the webinar is running, please click on the link that's with the live stream and head over to the Zoom session, because I am here by myself. There's no support today to help me with questions. So once I go into live stream options, no one's going to be able to feed me the questions. So I do need you to make your way over to the Zoom session. Otherwise, I'll be back on Facebook later and I'll answer those questions as well. So today's session is going to be a screen share. It's going to be a walkthrough. If you have questions as you go along, as I start to screen share, unfortunately, I don't get a really good view of the chat. So if you can put your questions in the Q&A box, so down the very bottom, beside the participant, well, maybe you don't see the participants tab, but there's a little two point box marks. That's the Q&A tab. If you pop your questions in there, I will come back and answer them properly as we go through in order, or as best as I can, in order as we go through. And if there's something that you need a little bit of extra support from with Thinkific, then we might, see what we can do to get you a little bit of help throughout that through the support team. Well, first thing I'd actually like to do is give a huge shout out. Good morning, Stephen. There's a few other people coming in. I'm going to miss saying good morning to everyone, but hopefully you can trust that I've got you and say good morning. The first thing I would like to do is I'd like to give a massive shout out to the Thinkific team at the moment. Stephen, if you just pop your details into the chat box at the moment, or help from that area. I'm not going to allow people to talk this morning until we get to the Q&A component later in the day. Well, we can, by all means, you can come in and talk, and I might just promote around to panelists and we'll see each other on screen at that stage. So if you need to go and make yourself look presentable for the screen, let me know. Otherwise, just don't turn your video on, it'll be fine. Okay. So I wanted to give a shout out to the Thinkific team because I know they have done an amazing job. And in the world of COVID-19, online platforms like Thinkific, like Zoom, like Webinar Ninja, like all of those guys have been smashed with the amount of people wanting to go online and take their services online. And as an online trainer and online marketer, I've seen that increase in our business as well here. And none of us have been immune to COVID-19. We've just been trying to deal with increased workloads that people couldn't predict. And I know my increased workload was nothing compared to the increased workload that these teams were particularly dealing with over that time. And the Thinkific Mentor and Growth Fund, if you haven't seen it, Thinkific have a growth fund opportunity for you to apply and work with experts like myself at the moment. I'll have to go and grab the link for that one. It's buried in my emails, but I will send it back with a replay link for everyone. If you want to apply for a growth fund, then there's the opportunity for you to work with myself or with another mentor to help set up your Thinkific school. And that is something that they're doing to help people with the onboarding process going through the thing. I'd like to give them a shout out and I'd like to say thank you to the support team, because I know that the same group of people, same numbers of people are trying to provide the same amount of support to a massive growth in industries and do it remotely and do it around families and kids, just like we're all juggling here at the moment. So a big thank you to those guys. Okay, so today's session, I'm going to walk you through a test school, and I'm going to walk you through the setup processes, where we look for things, and my way of doing things. So I do things a little bit differently to other people. Steve, I'll try and speak a little bit more slowly. This is how I talk and this is how I present. There will be a replay option. If you want to slow me down later, you definitely can. I am actually, for those who know me, speaking slower than what I would normally do today. Okay, so we're going to walk through the basic back end of the school. We're going to walk through the things that I was set up, and I just do, there's a Thinkific onboarding process, and then there's a way that I do things. And it's most probably because I spent 3 years running the school that we know things a little bit differently. So I'm just going to jump into screen share and we will start going. As I pop your questions into Q&A, and I'll come back and answer them after we've gone through the screen share. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, I won't see chat now, guys, so I'm just going to move straight into the testing area here and we'll show you. So this is my Thinkific test school. And as an ambassador, I have it as an expert. I have a test school that we can work in. So I've not done a lot in this. This is basically what your school will look like when you get to it. It'll have your name and your title and your test box from here, and it will have the courses that you take. So as we go through this walkthrough today, I'll add a few more details. But what I have added is my logo, a little bit of dashboard text, and a cover image here. So what we'll do is we'll go to the back end of the admin panel. And we'll wait for the internet to keep up with me this morning. So the first place that I suggest that my students go to and that we go to is actually not following the get ready to launch stuff, but we go straight to the settings. Okay, and in that setting area, we get to name our site. We can set, if you're on a Thinkific Pro plan, you can set your Thinkific URL. My URL is set here, so you can add the custom URL down the bottom here. You can change it if you wish to. And if you wanted to, it's just a matter of adding the custom URL and putting the details in. It will change my URL up there, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. The support emails, so who do we want the support emails going through? And your SSL certificate. Your SSL certificate comes with your Thinkific Pro plans, so you do want to make sure that it's active. And if you want to remove the Thinkific branding at the bottom of your site, you just click the remove Thinkific branding. And right now there's the option to be in the streamline checkout, which is a single page checkout for Thinkific. And that means that 50% of the courses that you deliver will have a single page checkout. The other ones will still have the two-step process, so you can opt into the test. Every button you click requires you to hit save. Most things you need to click save from there. If you want to modify any of the landing page texts, this is where they are. So the free preview text, the pre-order available. If you want to change any of those things, you can edit them here just by hitting the customize tab. So the settings is the first place that I suggest to clients go because it creates a URL. It's where you put your name in for your school and you get all of those things done from there. Beautiful. Okay, so from the site details in there, site emails are in there, the URL, the remove Thinkific branding. Your learning content, you get to choose whether you want a light or a dark black background on your course player. I tend to go with a light one, and any course player style. So what fonts do I want to make in, and do I want to put a logo in on the course player as well? So do you want to brand your site? That's one of the spots that you get to do it. What language do you want your site to be in? And then any other learning text, any other text that you wish to go through the process and customize on any of the pages now. So by now you can change different text from there. So that's the options there that you've got. There's lots of stuff in there. Your orders and accounts. Now you can start your orders from a particular number. So you can go from 100 or from 101, and you can start your orders from whatever number it is. If you want to add a custom sign up field, this is the spot that you do it. Now for us, we have some physical products that go with it. So normally we might add a custom sign up field in here, add field. Come on, work with me. Oh, there we go. Seems to have added two. There we go. And what we would pop in here, privacy policy, bear with me. Seems to have done a couple of things. We'll just go back to the custom sign up fields for just a second, guys. We're just going to add a custom field, and I'm just going to put in postal address. And we make that a text box. You can either do text or custom, and you can either make it a required field or not. Now this one is for us in particular when we have a physical book or something that might go with our products, but we make the postal address required because we want all of our users to put that information in, so that if we do have a physical product to send them or a little thank you card or something, we're going from there. Now, the sign up settings that you can see up the top here, you can, Google Plus authentication isn't available anymore, but you can allow people to sign in via Facebook and LinkedIn just by hitting save. Your privacy policy and the details that you wish to pop into here can be popped into here. So your privacy policy and your terms of use for your site. Now that is something that I do strongly suggest you get someone to run some eyes over and get a bit of a legal advice on, or find a lawyer that maybe has some template sites that will help you get your privacy policies and details together, especially in relation to your country. Okay, code and analytics. So over here, if you want to put any order tracking or analytic codes in there, you can. So you might put tracking pixels for order currencies, sign up tracking. So there's lots of different things that you can do with that one, which is most probably a little bit more technical than that one. The Google site verification tag for Google Analytics. And if you ever need your Thinkific API key, if you're integrating with Zapier and tools like that, this is where you will find that key. I'll come back to the questions at the very, very end. I'm going to make sure that I do this, go through this. I get distracted very easily, guys, so I'll make sure I come back. For the pop-up boxes for a minute. So I would go through, and these would be the one area that I would make sure that we set up over that little while. So your API and everything is under settings. There is 2 other spots that we go before we even start building the site. So we then go to market and sell, and we go to integrations. Because this is one of the things that trips many of my students as we go through this, and we connect our PayPal and our Stripe accounts. So I don't have them test our ones connected up here, but to connect Stripe is literally a matter of clicking this bottom here, box here. If you don't have a Stripe account, you'll be able to fill in the details for your Stripe account on this form, or you'll be able to sign in and just connect it through to the Thinkific site. Once you've done that, the buttons click back and it's all connected here. PayPal, just a little bit detail, it needs the email and it needs the merchant ID. And your merchant ID you will actually find under the business tools inside your PayPal account. There's Shopify integration for you as well, and there's also Stunning, which helps with fail payments. If you wish to look at using Stunning, if you've got subscription payments and they maybe don't re-trigger, that's working really well and being able to get overdue payments coming back in, especially if you offer payment plans. Zapier is another integration. Now I use Zapier a lot. We use Zapier to map people through to the right links for us, and we use obviously Google Analytics to see how we're going through that process. The Facebook pixel, so if you're running Facebook ads, you need the Facebook pixel so that you can see what make lookalike audiences and get those results on your ads. And your email marketing platform. So which platform are you choosing to use? Now I use MailChimp, but we've got clients who use Constant Contact here. I've got clients who use ConvertKit. We've got clients who use Active Campaign. So you can definitely set up all of those processes to be able to get involved. The other option is Sumo will allow you to have a pop-up on your page. So if you want to have a pop-up to collect email addresses and those sorts of things, Sumo allows you to be able to have a little website pop-up if you want to do that as well. So the integrations are one of the spaces that I go. Then it's going over here before you start creating courses to the designing your site, and not to the site builder first, but actually to the theme library. So the theme library, and most people come to me and they go, oh, I just went with the default Thinkific theme. The theme library in here has multiple options for you to be able to choose from. That comes standard with Empire. Vogue is also great. And you can have a look at the themes if you just, I don't want to publish them, I just want to preview them for a second. You can, let's see if I can get up to preview them. If we go explore themes, here we go. We go explore themes, we can show you just a little bit. So Empire is the one that Thinkific comes with standard. And you've got 3 different coloring schemes, but once again, you can change the colors when you get into this area, and we'll show you that one this morning. So Empire looks very nice. It uses featured images over here, not so much does it use video and those things, use a video shortcut. So I don't tend to use that one very much at all. There's Vogue, and Vogue gives you the option, and we'll just view the details on this one so you can see. Vogue again comes into three themes. You've got Manhattan, you've got Classic, you've got Parker. And if you click on them, you can see what the different colors are going to look like and get a bit of a preview of how that site is going to work. Now, my choice of themes and the reason I choose this theme is the vision theme. And the vision theme allows you to have a video up the top of your sales pages. And for me, that is key. Having that little video introduction with our courses is something that I really like to see. And it's mobile friendly. So the vision theme looks like this, and it allows you to do quite a bit along the way. So this is the vision theme as you go through the process. So vision is what I'm going to be working on today when we use it. but have a look, have a bit of a play and move things across and work out what theme you want to work with before you go into starting to build your sites, and get your process through there. So I'm going to keep moving through. I will come back to Q&A at the end. I'm loving seeing that there's a couple of questions popping up, but we'll come back to Q&A at the end. So our theme is here. Now we're using the vision theme. Now, the other thing that you might see is at some stage in time, you want to duplicate this theme. You might want to edit it. So you might want to duplicate the theme, and you just can hit the duplicate button here, and then you can go in and you can edit custom codes and all that sort of stuff. Coding your Thinkific site is not my thing. I definitely prefer to work with the existing code, because the more you custom code things, the more things can break. And I've just got to the point in time in my career that I like to keep things as simple as we possibly can. And most of the stuff we do inside Thinkific allows us to be able to create some amazing pages and products for our clients and services without going into code. But if you need to, always duplicate the theme, and then you can edit the code and you can work through the process without affecting your current theme, and you've got somewhere to come back to. So we're going to use this in the site builder. So over here in the site builder, we now head across under design your site. We're now going to head across to the site builder. Okay, so we're currently sitting on the home page of our school here. Our theme settings are over here, and this is the spot that you can add your logo, you can add your colors, you can add all the information, and you can get all this, the stuff, the typography and those things set up. So you can change the theme. So you could go different theme colors. So you can look at focus, tempo. You can look at the different colors and setups from there. You can also then jump in here and customize the link colors. And that's what I've done here. We've customized our link colors of what we've customized our header and footer colors to be gray. We've changed our page background to white just because I like our courses appearing on a white background. But you could change your background color to be red, for example, and then match your text in, and it would go through here. So you can change it through to be red, or whatever color you would like throughout that process. So that allows you to be able to set the page color slicks. Okay, so your colors are set up here so that you make sure that your school is branded to your site colors. Typography is another spot in here. So you've got the opportunity to choose the base font size, and that base font size is actually more for the body of the course. Then you've got your banner fonts and how heavy do you want it to be, your heading fonts, your subheading fonts, and how heavy do you want those to be, and then once again the body font as well that you can set up. So you can choose from here whether you want them bold, semi-bold, whether you don't want them bold at all, and what font types that you would like to use. Now, Thinkific tends to work with Google Fonts, and you can use whatever you would like in the world of Google Fonts. Here, there's a really handy website called Identity if you need to go and find a similar font. So you might want to type in your font names that you might be using in another program or another design and just match it up to a similar Google font. So Identity Font is a really good site, and I will pop it in the replay links for everyone at the end as well. Our favicon here is where we set up the little icon up the top here that would go through to your website. I'm just going to upload that one. Okay, come on, play with me. Okie dokie. Actually, I just realized I don't have it down in my folders here. So I'm just going to click, I'm going to do a slightly different process. I'm going to connect to Google Drive, and you can connect to Google Drive to bring in images, videos, things to the video library, all of those sorts of things with Thinkific, or connect through to Dropbox if you wanted to connect through to Dropbox. I think it even works with Facebook and Instagram. So it's just a connection through FileStack, which will allow you to be able to do that. I'm just going to quickly grab a logo out of here. It's not going to be as easy to grab as I thought. Oh, we'll just grab one. Grab one of Clive's. All we're doing at the moment is we're putting a favicon up on the site, and I'm just going to quickly grab a video, grab an icon out that will just match for this one. So your favicon is normally a smaller version of your logo, and you just crop it down. So I'm just picking an image at the moment to bring up here. because this is our test school and it doesn't have to be perfect at this moment in time. So if I want to crop the image, it's just a cropping in, and we want it, because it is a favicon, we want it to be the least amount of white space that we have, so that the little person will pop up nicely in the web browser, so that when people go and visit our site, there's this nice little head and person all open here on the page. So just upload the image, it should be ready to go. Come on, internet, you can work with us. And there we go. My favicon is now sitting in there. So I hit the Save Changes options, and I've done the page setting for the text. When we go back to the pages over here, we've got the home page setting. And in the home page setting over here, we work with this header banner up the top. So the header is the default header that comes across the whole bit of your site. So in our header options up here, we've got our logo. And we've loaded our logo up in here. Now you can choose the logo to link back to a page. So you might want it to link possibly to the home page, or if your courses are being run on your website, you might want it to link back to your website. So you can do custom, so you would use a custom URL if you wanted to do that, for example. So we can do that. We'll just grab the URL. Because it's a test school and I can. We'll just grab a URL for a website, and we'll head back over to the site builder, and we'll pop the building in. Now you can fill in your alt image text. You can look at the style from here as well. So I've just linked that, so we'll go through our website. You can choose the style, so you can have a transparent background, or you can have a solid color background. And if you wanted to have a solid background, what that's going to do is, you can see just below the image there, it's allowed me to be able to make a solid background color. And do I want to show the menu label? And this just shows the menu for your students going through that process. But because my links are all in white, because we had a black and the gold color, they're not showing up against that one. So I'm just going to go back with the transparent background. And I'm keeping the My Dashboard link and those links in there. So I'm just going to hit save from there. If you wanted to add a link, or add a link to a custom page or to a website, this is the space that you would do it in. You would hit in here and you would add the link, and you type in the text. Don't have any custom pages at the moment, but we will pop something in. And we might just go student dashboard. Just for this one, and you can choose whether the link opens in the same window or not. Okay, show menu, there we go. And just hit save. So you can add different links as you go through your navigation bar to that process under that header setting there. And that header setting then happens to be the same thing for the whole site from there. So that starts setting in the home page. You will see it pop up on courses as you start to go through your courses as well. Just bearing in mind that if any changes that you do make, it will come through here. So on your landing page then here, you've got the banner, which is the banner for the landing page of the site with your hero image. You can pop a picture in here, and you can add a video to your landing page. And if you're going to choose one from the video library, you would pop it in from the video library, and I've only got one video up in this test school, so it's just going to pop in the one that we've got there. And I could upload an image on there as well if I wanted to. Image I can grab this morning. Just get on my coffee. I think why it's previewing. It's previewing. Let's get rid of that. So that just allows us to be able to put a video on that landing page, not the most flattering one. And then if I wanted to put a custom thumbnail over that, I would upload the image. But you can pop your social links in there, so any social icons that you might want to appear, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and you start typing in the process, and it will start to bring up the icon for you. And then you just pop in your URL. Okay. I'm just going to hit save, and then we're going to pause that video again. Okay, stop replaying video. Okay, size and alignment, you can then choose how large you would like it to be. large, extra large, medium. I tend to go medium because we want our courses to appear underneath the fold. But it's up to you, and you just, when you change the sizes, the preview just comes up a little bit bigger and a little bit larger if you're wanting more space up there. But we're going to go back to medium for this one. I'm going to hit save and then pause that video. And then I'm just going to take you off to another window because the preview does not look always look right. The preview is not always the most fantastic version on that screen because it's squished down and it's not the most true to, you can see. So you can see my test page and my dashboard is up there. You can see the video is here. You can see the welcome text for the school is in our banner there, and the test page and my dashboard are popping up. Now, what's a problem in my theme here is right now I've got the background image, so I need to look at changing icons and text to make sure that our links and that work in the color settings, which I will do at another point in time, not right now in this test school and this tutorial for you guys today. Okay, so the banner is an option from there. The next section you see here is our, and on the banner, in case you wanted to know, okay, I'm going to get rid of the video because otherwise it's got every time we refresh this page today, it is going to continue to play. And if you wanted to use a video from YouTube, you can just literally go to your YouTube channel, copy and paste the video in, and you need the URL. So I just might go, just go and show you how to grab the link just in case you ever need it. And you need the word watch because that watch URL is just something that happens to work incredibly well for you. And if we go to my channel for a minute, we'll just quickly grab a video out. I'll just show you the difference. I'll grab one of these. Okay. And you're grabbing this video URL from here. You go copy, and then you just pop the URL straight into here. Okay, so pop the URL straight into here, and it will move the video across into Thinkific. And technically, if I'm doing a promo video, I'm putting it on YouTube and I'm embedding it this way because the reality is for me that increases the YouTube watches, which increases the course coming up on search, which is why I like it that way. You can add any buttons that you would like to add at this stage in time, whether it's register or sign up or anything like that. You can add that in the buttons there. And there was one other thing that I didn't show you in here is the heading box up here allows you to be able to make your welcome to the Enever Group test school or make the text whatever you would like it to be. You can override the color of the font here. So if you want to change the font, you can change it definitely through that process there. Going through the next component is, as I mentioned, save those changes, going through those next component and the other process of the YouTube video, by the looks of it, it doesn't want autoplay. That's nice. The other component that we have over here, guys, for you to have a look at is the next component that comes default is the courses that you can take. And that is a smart section by Thinkific. And I'll just go back into the homepage builder. It's a smart section by Thinkific, and it starts to list all the products that you can have. Now here you can change up to 12, actually up to 15. So you can have up to 15 different courses share on your landing page. And just to give you an idea of how that works, if I go to our main site, and sorry, my voice is running out after a week of consulting. If we go to my main site over here, you can see that we've got our course leaders, and then we've actually got 12 courses, 15 courses coming up in our list here, which is how the course cards display for people to be able to look at, and then they can navigate off over there. So it gives an idea of what the price is, gives an idea of what the course is, and this is one of our courses that is available for pre-order. And it says up the top that it's available for pre-order now, and it's a nice, clear, defining moment that that course is available for pre-order. So you can do 15, you can look at customizing the headings. You might just want to just put in their courses. You maybe don't want to have the whole courses you can take, or you might even want to be a little bit nice, more funky about it and put in what you can learn. Whatever you want to make it to be. The button option is down here, which will take people through to all the courses. And you might want to just change that around, change the text around, and you can just find more courses. Further courses available. You can change your button color down here to your primary or your secondary color, and your secondary colors are back in that setting where we went and had a look at it. And you can see that buttons change from the yellow one to the red. Your layout option in this one allows you to align center. So you can center align the cards, you can center align the header, you can left align, whatever you would like to do throughout that process. And as we put up a test course, you'll start to see how that goes later on today. If you need to at any stage in time, if the padding, it looks like it's got too much space, you can either remove the top or the bottom section padding just by ticking the boxes here as well. Not all components of the site build have that, but it's a handy one if you get too much white space in between your modules. Okay, and you can add sections from here. Now, one of the sections that I suggest that most people add is definitely the instructor section. And the instructor section comes in like this. And if you've got more than one instructor, you can add 2 instructor bios, etc., etc. So heading layouts, do you want to show the instructor's email? So do you want your instructor to be contactable by email? If not, just tick that box there. So I don't use a subheading on this module in particular. We can go to layout, and then down here you can choose how it's going to be laid out again. We can remove the top section of the button, and then you add your instructor bio from here. So I'm hoping that I actually have added an instructor bio in the test one. Yeah, and my instructor test bio is in the back end of this. And I will show you how to set up instructor bios in a second if you need to. It's just an ability. When you go and put your instructors in, you're able to put a bio through your school. That bio then has my details in it, and I hit save from there. Hopefully we'll get there. I'm going to come to the questions in the Q&A at the end, guys. Hopefully we'll get through that process. So hopefully that will help everyone move through, and we'll be able to go back. Now, if we go back to that test version that I have over here, the test learning site. Now you can see my little favicon and where we made the map. He's coming up at the top there. So the little favicon is now working. And if we just refresh this site, down there, so we can get that smaller down the screen. We just refresh this site. A second, come on, fresh it up. You can see our course leader box is there, what you can learn, and just the little video is now on the landing page of the site. Now, landing pages don't change too much from when you build it here within your site builder and to when you build within the course area. There's just a couple of different smart sections that you can look at throughout that process. So instructor bios there, the courses are there. I want to change the arrangement. I do want to change the arrangement. I definitely would like the instructor below, above the course information. There's one other section that I tend to add to most schools that we come through, and that is the text and media option. And we pop that in here, and I'm just going to type in here very quickly this morning so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Or would you be a subscription? I'm most probably not going to use the subheading on the text and media box here. So just a school description, and then you put in the blurb about the school. There is one other handy thing within this text and media box. If you want to pop a video in to your course, you can from the video library, or by inserting a URL again. So like from the YouTube, for example, and you can put a video in the landing page again. So if you want to put a video up the top and a video here, that's a really handy way that you can do that. So that's what we would do in that process there. Text has got a really handy thing. You can put some images in and those sorts of things from there. There are, in the site builder here, more sections that you can use. So icons and text allows you to, and I'll just try and get that up. Icons and text allows you to be able to have a series of icons running across your page. The other one that is quite handy is if you're getting ready to launch your school, you might have a countdown timer in your page or on the course that you're ready to launch. And the countdown timer just counts down, and you've just got to set the time and date. You can change the back cover image. And then the other handy one is your social proof, either reviews or testimonials. So if you've got reviews on your courses, social proof reviews will pull in reviews for you from there. But from the testimonials point of view, you're able to actually just pop in some testimonials for your clients, from your clients previously here, and you would say, you know, amazing person. One, their role if you want to. Otherwise, just loading a photo and an image of who they are and popping in your testimonial text from that person over here. There's a couple of things in these blocks that you can customize. Apart from obviously customizing the testimony, you've got your headings up here. So, you know, testimonials is great, but you know what? Changing your header image, you can change the text, so you can change the introduction so that it looks great. If you don't want to have any text in there, it's just a matter of hitting the space bar, and then your testimonials will just come up without any text in that heading. So you don't technically have to have headings on a section if you don't want to. And then you can upload a new background image and make it branded. So there's two ways that we do these. You can either upload an image, and we'll just grab one quickly. Hopefully, no, don't have any images at the moment. Okay, so let's say that I was going to do this properly, and we'd be heading across to Pixabay, and we might go and find an image that would work for us, or we might head to a stock site that we own images, or we might have an image of our own. But let's go through the process of this just so that I can show you. I'm just going to head to Pixabay for a second, picking out an image that'll work with this site and with this particular course. This one I'll do. I'm just looking for an image that's going to go behind the background, and you can use images through that process. So just going to download the file. Now, I would size images across to Thinkific, but right now, today, this is a demonstration. But if you jump into Canva, and when we go to upload this image, you'll see the suggested sizes from Thinkific. Use the custom image size in Canva, and that will help with the responsiveness and the load time of your site. So I'm just going to drop this file up here. Now, when it's here in Thinkific, I can crop it again, just like I did the other before. So I can crop it down and make it a little bit smaller and hit save. And then this photo will sit behind my testimonial images, for example. So I'm just going to hit upload, just give it time to do its thing. That will then sit behind my testimonial images. So you might look at backgrounds, you might have someone star something for you, and put a series of images behind the back end of your site. So fingers crossed it's up and it's going. And the background image you can now see on the back of the site. So you can do a background image like that, or with testimonials, because we've normally got images here, I tend to completely remove the image. And now you can see the overlay color becomes the background. And I would change that to a color that fits with the brand. So there's a solid color behind it. It's easier for people to read the testimonials, and the focus goes to the testimonials rather than going to the background image. And you can change the opacity, so the level of how bright the color is, right here on the overlay color. So you can make it more solid and it fits within the brand. So that is personally what I would do on that box here. Now, there's a couple of things over here in relation to the call to actions on the countdown timer that will relate more to a course than it will relate to this one. But on your countdown timer, you've got the option to have a button, or you can choose not to have a button. And on a homepage one, unless I was linking it directly through to a sign up thing, I would choose not to have the button. But if I needed to, I can set it up to go out to a checkout page or a course landing page over here, just by clicking these buttons and selecting a course. But because we don't have a published course in this test school at the moment, I cannot do that. So I'm just going to leave it without the button. I can change the headings over here, and then I can change the countdown timer over here to being a date that will actually count down to. You can change the heading text. I'm not going to do that now because I'm going to keep everything moving and not keep everyone here forever. And inside the countdown timer, you've got the background image. So you can, once again, put a solid color, or you can upload an image like we did before. I'll just do the same thing again. I want to see upload this time. I'm not going to worry about it, resizing it. And we're uploading the background image through to the course. So that's building your course homepage and landing page. The next component we're going to jump into is to look at courses, but I'm going to save this and just show you the landing page as it sits right now so that you can see it. And then I'll jump in to build the process that we follow to build a course. Okay, saving that one. So you can see our images there, our icon and text there, and we've got the good foundations to build a rather good landing page as we go through the process here. So I'm just going to duck over here to the Test Learning School, refresh it so that you can see it on the screen to the size that it would normally be. You can see our icons have come up, our header, our image, the school description with the video, what you can learn. And this is where I was saying that you might want to remove some of the white space and the padding. I would remove some padding to make sure that's going to work. The icons and text is here, the countdown timer, and the testimonials. So you can play around. There is so many add-on sections that you can build into your Thinkific landing page, and the options for you to be able to move around timers and products and all of that sort of stuff will be there. And when we create our first course today in this test school, you will see that we'll actually have we'll have a course on the landing page when it comes through. So we're about to go and do that. Just going to hit save. You can drag and drop the order by literally picking it up and dragging and dropping it through to where you would like it to be. So I'm going to close the home builder now. And I'm going to close the theme builder, and we're going to go into the back end of actually setting up a course. So your course settings all come from the manage learning content. So you're able to set up categories for your courses. And you might want to set up categories, for example, Facebook. You can change the URL or just pop it in, just add the category in. You might want to talk about marketing, for example, if you're in my case, marketing. I can type, and you can create categories. Now, categories allow the courses to become a little bit more navigationable going through the list. And inside the categories over here, you can actually edit it one step further, and you can add a course card image, a category image, so that the category actually has an image. And you know, if you send someone to a category link, it's going to look a little bit pretty for you. We're just going to use the same image that we had before just to make things simple and easy today. And we're going to create a category image for this course and just load it up now. There is a suggested size for your category images. I believe it's the 700 by 140. I can't remember. We'll go back and have a look when we do it in a second. The suggested image sizes. So once again, if you use the suggested image sizes in Canva, create your image to that size, it will then talk through to your school rather nicely and easily. So fingers crossed, this image is about to head up. And the upload's happening. And the regional internet's not going to kill me over here. And we'll get fine. Okay, while that's going, I'm just going to have a look at a couple of these questions. Mark, I will come back to you on as connecting a suggested one, most probably via Zapier, actually. What email provider do you use? If you want to come back and let me know what email provider you use in the chat box, or I can have a look at whether there's a Zapier integration for you. Zapier is most probably the way that you would do it. When we're talking about email providers, this is more about your email marketing list, but also within Thinkific, you can be able to get through, you're able to send emails to your students as well. So it might happen to be that the Thinkific email system might work for you. So if you pop it back into the chat box, what provider you use, I'm happy to have a look and see what I can look at for you there. Will's asked, I work on digital re-imaging of a school incursion. I'm wondering how much you know about coding changes, specifically changing the course's terminology to modules. Will that setting might be inside the custom settings that would help the process for you. If not, there is the opportunity to custom code, but it's not my area of expertise. I would definitely make sure that you make a copy of the theme when you go through it, and make sure that you copy the theme from that very dashboard before you make any coding changes. Rob Gelvin's a good one with making coding changes inside the Thinkific group and the Thinkific experts. If you want to go and touch base with someone who does coding changes, he's very good within that space. I'm just going to quickly see if Mark's chat answer is in, and we've obviously had a freeze in the internet here. Okay, category image upload. Let's quickly grab one from Drive. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can quickly grab one from Drive, because obviously the internet's started to freeze here. Won't do this, and I'll quickly see if I can get Matt's chat. Mail Poet. I would say, Mark, there'd be a Zapier integration that you could definitely do between Mail Poet. I even zap between MailChimp. So the course students go in, but they go into different lists based on the course they register through. So I use Zapier to integrate between MailChimp and Thinkific. So if they sign up, depending on what course they sign up for, I have a Zapier grab, and Zapier is something I can do a training session on definitely at another point in time. And I've got one coming in for my marketing circle members. It's where you actually it just makes tools talk to each other. So it makes Thinkific talk to MailPoet and Thinkific talk to different platforms from there. This is definitely slow. Okay, at this stage, I'm going to not worry about that and keep moving. You can upload a category image, and that would then get rid of this lovely grey head over here. So let's go through the next section that you want to make sure you've got set up is that instructor's bio. So if you want to add an instructor, you can add as many instructors as you need within your course area here. You're just going to type in their name. Great. Email if you want to, title if you want to pop in there, and then text about them here. Depending on the internet speed, we'll try to see if we can quickly upload a picture. Quickly go to pictures. No, I've got nothing in here at the moment. Sorry, guys. We can quickly upload a picture for your instructor to get rid of your grey head throughout that process. Let's see if that one will come up. Yeah, it's not very easy. There we go. So you can quickly upload a picture, and I've literally just uploaded an image file that I've had on the computer quickly and easily. That instructor then becomes available for us to be able to put in our course landing pages and our instructors bio. And one of the categories you might want to create for your courses, if you have multiple teachers, is a category that covers the instructors. So for example, in the Enever Group Academy, we have Clive's courses and my courses under a category, so that if we want to link through to one of our areas from there. The other component inside the Manage Learning Content before we get into the course area is the video library. So Thinkific doesn't store images, it will store video for you. And if you upload a video, it can come through. There is a couple of options that you have within the video library for you to be able to import via Google Drive, via Dropbox, and via OneDrive, and even via Facebook and Instagram. And you can even do links and URLs with it. The Google Drive upload, if you've got files inside Drive, is often quite quicker if you get regional internet, and same with Dropbox. I haven't tried OneDrive or the others, but it's quite often if you've got internet problems and things are a bit slow and you've got the files either in Google Drive or Dropbox, it's a lot quicker to bring it over into here. And the same even with the manual upload. Sometimes with the lesson stuff, if we drop the connection, it doesn't save. Whereas if you're uploading directly to the video library, it does seem to, if the internet drops out, hold the file for you. So it's definitely one spot that you can definitely upload your videos to. Shared revenue, if you have an instructor that you maybe want to share revenue with, then you're able to add a revenue partner and share revenue with them. Slightly different to the affiliates, and we'll get to the affiliate section in a moment as well. I know this is a long walkthrough, guys. I'm trying to cover as much as I can for you through the process. But a revenue partner is maybe someone that you would split all the revenue of the course with. It's not a case that you would split just a part, you know, everything that you're going through. So affiliates are people who maybe promote your courses. So over here, and bearing in mind, I use a pro account and my test school is a pro account. So you are seeing all the pro features that you get within Thinkific as we use them here. So some of the features that I show you, you might need to upgrade to get access to. But we'll try and go through the basics and get through all the basic stuff that we can right here. So you're here on your landing page and it's time to make our course. So I'm just going to go and click new course. Now, there are all these beautiful templates here, but what I do into these templates is I delete everything in with them. So it is up to you if you want to do a pre-sale course, you want to look at the template, and look, we can show you a pre-sale course, and I can grab it here, or the mini course, and we can show it. Webinar replays are really handy as well, so you want to put webinar replays as well. And the membership resource library, if you've got a membership program, this is a really good spot to make member only areas, but you can do all of that from the blank template. I will choose the pre-sale one just so that I can show you it, and we'll go course on pre-sale being the title. I'll show you what comes in on it. But then you'll likely see me delete everything out because that's what I do. Courses on pre-sale over here. and it's successfully creating my new course, and it starts to take me in to the curriculum component of the course. And I'm just going to put a couple of test things in this course from here. So it does give you how to use the template option, and it does have some really good, lovely handy how-tos, and it's most probably only because I've been using Thinkific for a massive amount of time that I don't get too stressed about it. But they're handy little things. You can put a video lesson in, you can put all of those sorts of things in there from there. Right now, though, I am going to literally delete the stuff out, but you can plop everything in and you can work your way through the templates as you need to go. But you don't have to, and you don't have to run surveys, and you don't have to run lots of things. It's about what works for you and your audience. So I'm just going to delete the chapters and lessons out, but that you can see if you do choose a template, it gives you a little bit of guided walkthrough and instruction. So when we start our course over here, we start with a chapter, and our chapter might be the introduction. Uber, you'll have to ask Thinkific about integrations with Salesforce, but via Zapier would be the way that I do it. But if you can pop those questions into the Q&A rather than the chat, I'll come back to them at the very, very end again. Okay, what we do from here, oh God, I can't even type today. Sorry guys, that's a really bad typo. Because yeah, chat, I'm here by myself. I don't have anyone helping. So if you can pop it into Q&A, that would be better than me trying to come back through chat later. Introduction. And so just an introduction chapter from here. So in the introduction chapter, I would then add my lessons. Now, I tend to do most of my lessons as video lessons. You've got videos, you've got quizzes, you've got multimedia, you've got text, you've got surveys, you've got audio lessons, you've got downloads, you've got exams and assignments. But the video lesson actually has some really powerful stuff in it. And then the text lesson and the multimedia lesson have some handy stuff in it too. So if you want to add a text lesson from a video lesson from here, you would title it in, and I would normally make this the welcome message. I'm only typing what I would make this normally if I was you guys. I would select the video from the file. Now we've only got one video loaded into the library at the moment. And then here, inside the video lesson, to make it easier to navigate for your students, you can do a text intro. And any files you would like them to be able to download throughout the process. So any files that you might like them to download, not particularly videos. If I quickly go through, it would be definitely a PDF that we would possibly look at. If they're all too big. Okay, so just going to quickly grab the fake booklet from 2019, and it's going to download the document and then hopefully upload it to my computer from Dropbox into this file here, and that file then becomes a downloadable option for people to be able to go with the lesson. So we'll go through the lesson. So the file is there, the lesson settings are there. I can choose to make this a free preview lesson. So if you make a free lesson a free preview, someone can pre-enroll, they can enroll in the course and they don't have to pay for it, but they have to give you the registration details and you can nurture them through a sequence. So you might like to do a couple of free preview lessons in that first chapter. You can make the lesson a prerequisite so that they have to do it before they can move on to the next component of the content. And quite often, I especially make my welcome message a prerequisite because it normally covers what we're about to be able to do. Enable discussions. So if you want your course to have discussions, you can enable the discussions and you'll be able to find discussion tabs actually go into a brand new link over here. And you've got your discussion posts and supporting your students. So if you need to be able to find that, that's where your discussions will go. Video lessons are here. You can change it from video and you can even change the icon now to be something different if you want to. I normally keep it as a video lesson and I just hit save from there. So the file is uploaded. Upload any file type. The text intro that we normally put with the lesson is there. And the video is ready to go. And this is the lesson format that I use for 90% of my lessons. Video introduction about what we're going to learn, some text, and a download document if they need it. The other options though that you do have is you can create a text lesson. Now text lessons will not let you save them unless there's any content in there. Text. And in this text lesson, you can do things like inserting that video link that we did before. So the video URL, you can insert a video URL in here. You can type in some text. You can type, you can format, you can even jump in and add audio lessons if you have an audio file that you would like to load. You can link things, you can use quotes. It's basically a WYSIWYG editor, or what you see, what you get editor. You can even insert tables into your documents. So you can insert tables. So text lesson is very, very powerful if you want to have everything laying out in the one area and the one page. And it's a very powerful tool that you can use. You can put the tables in, you can do all sorts of things. You can enable discussions. Now you can leave this as a draft lesson, or you can make it published. So if you want to leave it as a draft, you just hit draft, and then the little orange box will pop up here that says it's a draft lesson for you. I'm just going to quickly hit these save changes on this one. I want to have it live. This is in the live site that anyone else gets to see. It's a test site, so it's not being indexed by Google, so it doesn't matter if I've got all this test stuff in it. So as you go through, then you would add another chapter, and you can add a chapter, entitled the chapter, and go stage 2. And you can add your lessons just like we did before, going through. Now, handy one if you're doing a pre-sale landing page and you want to be able to pop your information out is using the video lessons, putting the lesson title in. And video doesn't require you to have the file uploaded to show it in the curriculum area. So you can leave it open and save changes. And as you see, you haven't actually loaded a video, but that will show in the curriculum section when we start to build the course. So we've got our stage 1 and our stage 2 sections over here. Now we can preview the course, and by previewing the course, you'll see what the student gets to see. Coming through. And it's got our little logo and that details up there. It's got the course on pre-sale. It's saying there's a problem with the video for the lesson title because I haven't loaded it, and that's correct. We didn't load the video there. So the student's not going to get access to this course until we allow them to. But our test intro video, our text intro, and our booklet is here, as you can see. Our test text lesson is here, so you can just get a feel for what the text lesson looks like. And then if you wanted to just upload a PDF as a straight download, whether it's an ebook or anything like that, you can do that as well. So you can upload downloadable files. You can even load in other things. The other one that's a really handy one is a multimedia lesson. And multimedia lessons work really well for if you've got a Google document or a shared document, or you want to link to something on your website, like this course creation tools one. You're able to link to a resource on your website. Like it. Save changes. There, click up, disappear. There we go. There we go. So a multimedia lesson is now in here. So we just put the link in, and that's going to go through my course. We go back to this little preview over here and just refresh it. I'll show you so you can see how that one works as well. Multimedia is really handy. We use it for even Zoom sign-up links and those sorts of things to help people sign up and join into webinars. So you can see our multimedia lessons here. They don't actually leave the Thinkific platform, but the link to my website starts to load and is ready to preview. So the information and the blog post that is there is ready for people to be able to look at from there. So your student, as they go through, would complete and continue the unit as they go through, and then they get moved to the next lesson. And once again, this one's going to be a problem because we don't have the video file loaded in here, but we're using it for the curriculum. We head over now to these areas. There's a couple of settings that we need to go do before we even start looking at our pricing tab, our settings. If you want to make a course available to people, but you want to approve people to register, then a private course allows you to be able to put an email address, and they have to request access from you throughout that process. That's okay, Steve. I understand. I'll get the replay for you, upload that, so that's fine. So the private course will allow the people to be able to be hidden off, and you need to apply for you from that area. A hidden course means the course is not public at all. So it doesn't allow your course to be able, it doesn't allow people to be able to find it. You have to send the person the link. And we use that for, particularly if we've got membership bundles and we have membership areas, we will hide the members area because it's not something that anyone needs. They just get enrolled in that when they sign up to a bundle, a membership bundle with us. Or as Clive and I both coach, we quite often have some coaching resource areas for our clients, and they're definitely hidden courses. Disabled text copying makes it more difficult for your students to select and copy your text. Now, I do strongly suggest if you're doing this, yes, do, and disable text copying. It's not going to protect you from everything, but it will protect you from a number of spots. So hopefully it will move things for you from there. A couple of other sections you've got in here is your course image and description. See, thank you, Thinkific. I don't want to, I will save changes. Thinkific does come up and remind you when you haven't saved stuff from time to time. Course image and description over here. This is where, so your suggested image size. So this is your course card, the one that's going to appear on the home page of the site. And it's the one that trips people up so often because they're like, I don't know how to make the image work. And really, believe me, when I first started, it tripped me up too. So we're just going to load that image that we had up before, which is a little bit big actually for this. So it may take a little while or have a hissy fit with me. But we can crop the image down. It seems to be working. Let's see how it goes. Otherwise, you would just use a tool like Canva and you would go and create a course card image to the right size. And I wonder if it might actually be quicker to do that today. Let's see how it's going over here. Get out of that one. It might just be quicker to be able to do that. So we would go to Canva and create a design, and we go custom dimensions, go back over to Thinkific, 760 by 420. So we're going to create, so our width is 760 by 420. Yeah, 420 if I can type appropriately, and that's the pixels. So it means our image will actually talk a lot nicer to the site. Now in Canva, you've got lots of beautiful templates that you can possibly use. We're just going to use this finding your creative niche one today just to be quick. Does not match the branding of the site at all for those who know me and know that I'm a brand Nazi, but it will get us through the process right now. And I'm just going to quickly download it and run it through there. So you've got templates in within Canva that you can use to create your course branding images. Try and keep them not too busy. Try and keep them simple and sharp because they're going to stand out. They're only small. They're not going to be a massive image. So you don't have a big amount of space. So try and keep it as tight as you possibly can. So fingers crossed we should load up a bit quicker here now. I'm going to close a few tabs just to make sure that the internet actually likes me a little bit further. There we go. Close a few of these, and then hopefully we go over here and the image is loading. It could purely be my internet at the moment, guys. It's normally not Thinkific on this area. I live in a very regional area in Victoria, which stops me from being able to bring images in occasionally. Come on, work with us. Might even be quicker to load it live. In fact, let's do that. If it doesn't work, we might just do it this way. Up we go. See which one it's going to work on. I think if it works quicker. No. Okay. So what we might do is we might upload an image from Google Drive or from Instagram or from any of those areas to be able to create a course card image across the link. Oh, there's Amazon Cloud Drive as well, which is new. There we go. We'll just go and connect to Google Drive and see if that course card has gone up to Drive a bit quicker. It has. So we'll be able to grab it in from here. And this is what I mean. Sometimes it just does not want to talk as quickly as the file connections will. So it's just it asks for access every time, which is a good thing because you really do want it to ask for access. You don't want it to continually run around and not give you access, not ask for access. So where our course card image is in here. So fingers crossed it will come across to, I think, Thinkific site nice and quickly now. If you do hit upload issues and time issues, it's normally that the server's just got a little bit of demand on it at the moment. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll come across. Otherwise, at least you know the process, and the image should load throughout there. And as I say, live demonstrations are always fun like this because we never know if everything's going to work the way we would like it to at that moment in time. It seems to want to take forever to load this image. You would load your card. I'm going to stop it so that I can keep going. You would load your card image by using that upload option from there. You can delete the grey head out at any stage in time. Your course description comes in here, and this just is a little bit about what the course is about. Now, regardless, if it doesn't appear on your landing page, that doesn't mean that we don't fill this bit in, because we still want the description in for the SEO point of view. So you type your course in, and a little bit about what you will learn. X, Y, Z, for example, and we hit the save button. And I'm so sorry that I can't show you it uploading the image. I really am. The course player over here appears. You can choose your theme. You can go back to the default. You can change the background color on the image at the top, so you can see how mine was red. You can change the font styles if you will, and you can also change the course player logo for that particular course, and just hit the save options. Otherwise, the default settings will go across. So if you have a logo for each one of your courses, you might change the logo. Your course completion process, do you want the video lessons to autoplay? Does there need to be a percentage of the video to be able to be completed? So maybe about 97%. Disable chapter message on completion. So when the students complete a chapter, they get an option to review the course if your reviews are enabled on your school. So you may or you may not want to do that. And do you want to have a completion certificate? If you do, there's Thinkific certificates that you can set up throughout that and go through that area there. There's a little bit in that process that if I went down here, we'd be here for the rest of the day, but that will help you get through the process. Your admin and revenue partners are over here. And I don't need to save any changes to that, so it's fine today. If you want to assign a partner, you could assign a revenue partner from here. You would need to have the user registered on the school, and that would take you back to assigning the partner from the users area. I'm not going to do that today. We're going to go back to our course and make sure that we keep running through the course area. Oh, has it taken me out? No, my course on pre-sale option is still here. So course administrators, you can select an administrator if you've got a different person in there as well. Now, the drip feature is a feature that is, we go from settings, we're going across to drip. The drip feature is a setting that's available on the basic and the pro plans above. And you can drip things on a student enrollment date so that they get things maybe in 1, 2, 3 days after enrollment, or you can do it on a start date. Now, on a course that I'm getting ready for pre-launch, even if I was going to drip on an enrollment date, at the moment, I'm going to start dripping on the start date because of this particular course being on pre-sale, and it's going to affect people's enrollments. So we can do it from when the course will be released. And if we look at it from there, we can look at 10 days, 11 days if you wish. And we hit the save option from there. And you can delete a drip schedule if you wish at any stage in time, being able to do that area from there. So your drip type, so you can go in by category, and you can just go in and start to look at from your course start date. So where you would start the access from the course from there. Your pricing is over here, and this your pricing tab works in a number of ways. On the basic and the free plans, you get the option of a one-time payment option. And then subscription requires an upgrade from there. Your one-time payment option can be a fee for whatever you'd like it to be, either free or it can be, you know, $1, $2, $3, $109, $1,000, whatever you would like it to be. Because I don't have Stripe and PayPal connected, it will prompt you if you do it as well. Yeah, but a box would normally pop up. Your additional pricing is an option for your pro and your paid people. Your pro and your growth plans, and you can set up another. So you might set up a subscription or a membership option that needs to be connected to Stripe. Subscriptions are managed by Stripe on Thinkific, or you might set up a monthly payment plan option, and then the option for you to do a monthly payment plan is split over 2 to 3 months, and how much you want them to pay over that period from time. After purchase, if you want them to go anywhere, a unique flow, otherwise they will get redirected to their course area. and your publish options are over here. Now, this is a course that we're going to put on pre-order so that it's ready to go. We're not expecting a large number of signups, but if you are expecting, you know, thousands of signups, do touch base with Thinkific to make sure that the server is really optimal and ready to go for you. And then after you finish the pre-order option, you would be able to hit the publish date. I'm going to hit save, and that makes our course available for pre-order. There's one component left that I want to show you in the basic walkthrough to get ready with your first course, and that today, and that is how you build your landing page. And then I'll open it up to Q&A for the very, very end. So I just clicked on the build your landing page button up in that top right-hand corner, and you'll see that Thinkific has started to put a landing page together for me based on my theme and based on my template. So I've got our little header images, our text and information, and the curriculum, the course curriculum section is already here within the course. So we go into our banner here and we can change our descriptions. So at the moment it's taking it from the course description, but in my case, we just want to change this up. So we're going to type in a course. And I will show you a landing page of a course on my live site so that you can see how the buttons work. So at the moment it gives you the enroll for free, or it would come up on your pricing if you've had a pricing option in there. So you can also though hide that button, and that button won't come up. So if you hide the default button, the button will not come up there. So you just have the course title and description. So a great course is there. The hero image is the background image behind your picture. And if we can try and quickly upload a new one and see if it will work for us, we'll be able to do that. So otherwise you can once again remove the image and go full size, and we'll see how we go uploading a new image. Come on. Let's remove the image and we'll try uploading now. Now it seems to want to play. Okay. Normally you would be able to upload an image to this section. I would say there's something going on my computer here that just does not want me to do that right now. We'll come back to that section in a minute and see if we can change it. Picture in picture is your YouTube library, your video library in here. So we're just going to go and select a video, and we can go with the one that we had previously, or we can go with a video from YouTube. And I'm just going to pop the YouTube, quickly go and grab one from my website. And just pop a YouTube video link in there so that we don't have the autoplay coming back on us the whole time we are doing this, because it would just drive us all batty and crazy. Now this video is in my website, so all I've got to do here is get the share link, and I can grab that share link from here, copy the address, go over to the site builder and just pop the YouTube video URL in here. Yes, then uploading that video URL in here. You can hopefully upload a new image if it's going to let us in the course builder today. Save some changes and see if that's going to make an effect on this. It's definitely not wanting to upload a new image. I would say Thinkific has a little image glitch possibly at the moment on the course builder, or my computer has decided it wants to run a series of updates. It could possibly be that as well. So our video is in there now, and we'll just try it one more time. It's not letting me upload images. I'm so sorry guys that I cannot do that in the demonstration to them. But the other thing on this course option, it gives me a good opportunity to show you that you can once again use a solid color on the background for your course. So if I chose to go with a white background, I would then need to change the overlay, not the overlay color, but I'd need to change the font color here within my course. And you can do that. So we've just created a white background and a white banner. But normally you would be able to upload an image into this section, but for some reason today, it's just not playing nicely. The social links that you might want to pop in there, otherwise you may not want social links on the header page, and that's fine. You don't have to worry about that. So the thing that we were working with here is we're working on the banner course option. So the banner course option comes in here, and that's creating that whole banner. Size and alignment, once again, I tend to go medium because I want people to understand and get the course description before we go further. And you could add an additional button if you wanted to send someone off to a different area as well. So I'm just going to hit save on that. And I'll just show you a couple of extra areas that I would put into that course landing page, and then we are done for today. So our curriculum and our smart sections coming up here. I would then add a section in here. Two things that we'd add. This one we were on pre-sale, so we'd add the countdown timer. And drag the countdown timer up here. As you saw when I built the images before, you can upload an image. So we'll just set the countdown timer to a date that's in the future so that it will actually work for us. The countdown timer is going in here. What do we want the headings to be? I don't know. Normally it's just course will launch. In how many days the course will launch. I don't tend to use the subheadings on these because I think it's just taking up space. And if you get the message through when the course is going to launch, that's not a problem. You can text override your button down here. This is an important one because this button's a call to action. If we don't set it, it doesn't go to the checkout page. So we're not normally change this to pre-order now. Moving it through, we need this button not to go to a course page, but a checkout page. On the home page, we might have them come to a course page, but in this one in particular, we need it to go to a checkout page. So we're going to the checkout page, we choose the title of our course, and then we choose the price of our course. And that then takes people through to a pre-order option. On the countdown timer, once again, I want the countdown timer to be the main effect. So I'm not likely to put an image in here. I'm going to make that a solid color. I'm going to make it a solid color so it stands out and we direct people along to the pre-order option. And right down, because I haven't used my red today, we might just use red on that one so it stands out. I can change how bright the color is again, just in this setting here. So countdown timer about what the course is and when it will launch. So we've got an option for people to be able to buy here. We've created some excitement with the countdown timer and they're ready to order there and our course curriculum goes in here. One more box though that I'm definitely going to add. Well, there's actually two more boxes that I add to all home pages regardless of where we set. And one is the text box. Text and media. We don't need the text and the call to action. We're going text and media for this one. Under the countdown timer. And this is where your introduction to the course comes in for people. So you tell people and what will they learn? The video up the top is important though too, to introduce the course for those who are video orientated people. So a little bit of a description about what they will learn. And why this course will help them. Don't skip this step. It's really important to make sure that you explain to people what the course is about. You've spent so much time creating this course that if you don't include what the course is about, then people are going to get lost throughout that process. And you want to make sure that you include most of that stuff there. So we've got our telling people what the course is about. Well, there we go. I got some extra typing in amongst that one on the text and media. Obviously, I was not concentrating. So you tell people about the course and you go through that process. And I'm glad I'm making mistakes because it shows you guys that it's part of the journey when you get here. On the text and media option, again, you've got the opportunity to change the alignment. Now, I tend to go center with these, puts a nice little line underneath the heading, and it looks a little bit pretty. So there we go. That would be what I do with that area. Now, one further section just below the curriculum is I would add a call to action. And the call to action is that reminder to get people to buy the course again. So down the bottom of the landing page, we've got our call to action. Let's see if we can upload a background image. Let's be a rebel and try and see if it'll work. If it's not going to work, no, something's going on with that system. Not even going to try right now. You can center where you would like it to be. So you might even want to move your call to action to the right of the center if you wish to. But I choose to have my stuff centered because that's where I like it to be. Size and alignment, you can choose how large you want it to be. Again, medium, small, depending on how big, where you're getting to the end of the page. You're wanting people to take action. You don't need to have big, pretty stuff in there. you want them to take action. So we can't upload the image, so we'll change the background color of this one. We'll make it a little bit dark and black down the bottom. Normally, as I said, you would be able to upload images, and I apologize if I cannot show you that while we go through this. A couple of settings we need to make sure that we've done on this call to action. We've got our text up the top, which says, looking forward, jump in. You can not have any text in the subheading. Again, I tend not to unless I'm, depending on how I feel. If it flows, it goes in there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The button needs to be set. And now I like enroll now. It sounds better than buy now. To me, choosing our page again. So we want them to be able to check out. We don't want them going back to the course landing page. So in here, we're choosing a checkout page. We're selecting a course on pre-sale, and we have to choose the price. So if you had multiple pricing for your courses, you would be able to do those sorts of things. And I'm just going to show you one element just in case you ever did have multiple pricing for your courses on my site in a minute that you'll be able to do. And that's called pricing tables. So if you wanted to add a pricing table, you would just literally go to the section here and you would look for pricing tables. You can add, as we've said before, the option, so pricing options. And that pricing option would bring up more than one pricing option. But because we don't have it on this course, I can't show you the live version of that unless I connect some Stripe and that sort of stuff, and I might connect my Sandbox accounts later. The other option that you've got is you can add some icon and text, so you can show people what they're going to learn with some icons and text along the way as well. Jeez, this one, just happening. And icon and text. And then if you've got people that got reviews, then the smart section for reviews comes in, and you can add reviews. And as you get reviews, you'll be able to pick them up from here as well. Drag and drop this into any order that you want it to be. And then it goes from there. So social proof reviews, we really need a live site for this because we don't have any. You can add a course review, and the review would normally, you come down and it would show you the course, and then it would show you a review if you had a review on your site. And I can show you that on a couple of live pages now. So that is the setup of the landing page. And just so that you see it, how it fits within the school, we're going to go back to the test page over here. Our test school is over here. Our countdown timer is in, and you can see our first course on pre-sale is available over here. And normally it would have a beautiful branded image, and this would be the landing page that our people would get taken through to. The pre-order option here, text, course curriculum, and then how to enroll. And if we wanted to put any pricing or icons in, we can do that throughout the option. You will create landing pages that work for you and your courses. A couple of things that I just showed you on that I would like to show you on this one over here is one with pricing options. So this is actually a bundle, but a bundle page is no different to a landing page when it comes to pricing tables and a few things like that. So this is a bundle, and if you want to make a bundle, it's actually about putting a series of courses together. So my marketing circle one, for example, is a bundle of courses. So we've got our introduction of our text in the school here. We've got what the membership actually gets them. So we've used the icons and text module here. The courses come in as a smart section within a bundle, but you would have your curriculum, for example, inside that area. And then the pricing table. So that our membership options split up into 3 different pricing tables. We've got another blurb in there, and then we've got that call to action option down the bottom. And then we've got some testimonials about what other people think of the marketing circle. So some reviews about what they've thought about the courses inside the marketing circle. So that's where we've used that review component, and it comes up as a little slider from there. I'm going to stop screen sharing now and come back onto screen and answer people's questions. So thank you for being able to do that sort of stuff. And we'll run it through from there. Okay, Renee's question, can I add an ebook as a course? Yes, you can. You just upload the ebook as a downloadable PDF to the lesson. And yes, you can charge in New Zealand dollars or Australian dollars. The currency set by the Stripe. So all of my sites are connected via, so by default, if you connect PayPal, Thinkific will connect it in US dollars. But if you connect via PayPal, if you connect via Stripe, then you can set your currency. So you can choose your currency. I only choose one currency. I haven't seen multiple currencies work at this stage in time. Robert, you've started your Thinkific course site and landing page. You can't seem to navigate between the home and preview on the site, navigate between them. I tend to have my building page open, as you maybe saw in the demonstration that I was doing there. I tend to have the building page open and then I open up the site URL. So if I go back to screen share for a second, hopefully I can answer that question for you and show you what I tend to do through that process. So I have my site builder over here because the preview squishes massively. So I build in my site builder over here, and then I just grab this component here is my site, your Thinkific site URL. So whatever it is up to the thinkific.com will become your Thinkific site URL. And then I tend to look at what's going through the process over here. Okay. The only other thing I can think of with that question that might be stopping you navigating is just finding where it is from the course landing page. So if I go back over here, hang on, I've got to save changes on this. I go back over here. To our courses. So when I've got my course over here, there's a big button up the top to help you build the landing page over here. And that will take you to the site builder and the landing page builder as well. So hopefully that answers your question. And I'm going to make everyone live in a minute so you can actually just come and ask me questions via voice. And building the landing page for the site comes in under design your site. Oh, bear with me, get it out of there. 2 seconds. Under design your site and under site builder. And from there you build the landing page for your site, the home page settings and the header settings as well. So I'm hoping that answers that question. Okay, let's bring everyone through. I'm going to stop screen sharing. Okay, I'm going to promote everyone to a panelist now. So if you want to talk and ask me a question live, then you can. Just give it a few seconds and the system will allow everyone to be able to come in. And hopefully we can answer some questions for people. Eva asked me about sales plan integration. I can't see him here anymore, but for the replay points of view via Zapier, you can integrate into lots of CRMs, and it's very good. Okay, so hopefully everyone should be here. If you want to pop your videos on, you can pop on screen, or you can just ask me a question if you've got one left to go. Otherwise, we'll finish up for the day. Is there any final questions? Go for it. Okay.
I have a question.
Okay,
this is Robert.
I'm going to take it.
Yeah,
hey, Robert.
Is the replay of this is going to be available to us so that we can go through it slowly?
Yeah, I'm going to pop it up on my YouTube channel so you can have access it and watch it whenever you need to.
Perfect, perfect. Thanks. There was a lot of clarity in this, and I appreciate it.
That's okay. Look, and the point is, I've been using it for years, so I know the little tips and tricks that you get caught up on. And I know it can be really overwhelming when you make your course the first time around. It was for me too. Like, it was not easy. And Thinkific's come a long way since then. It's easier now, but it was very confusing when we first started. So I completely get that. Did I answer your question okay? Did you know how to navigate between the two spots now?
Well, my issue was that I noticed that there was a home page that I have one particular image on there, and that the course itself has its own little, design page or its own landing page. So when I went to try to preview it, it only previewed me or previewed to me the landing page for the course, and I couldn't see how a student or myself could navigate back over to the home page. It's I guess I'm not following the actual navigational tricks to that a student would be navigating back to. So if a student was in my course and they wanted to go back to the home page or vice versa, that was the part that I wasn't able to clarify in my brain.
You're welcome to share your screen and I can answer the question for you now if you wish.
Oh boy, you caught a greenhorn here.
So down the very, very bottom, there's, if you scroll down, now that I made you a panelist, there's the option to share a screen.
Oh, I see. Okay, let me get it up, and then I can show you that. Just a moment, please.
Not a problem. Happy to answer. If anyone else has got any questions in the meantime while Robert gets his screen ready, I'm happy to answer those as well. It's so quiet. I can't have covered it that well. There's so much more that I can teach you, but it's like an hour and a half, and I'm going, man, you guys stay with me this long.
Are you able to still hear me?
I can still hear you. So if you
Okay.
share screen now.
One other issue that I've had on here, and I don't know if you're using it or you prefer to build this in either Chrome or Firefox. Safari, quite often I get an error message even when trying to log on. I don't know if that's a Safari thing or not, but I have to go to Firefox. And
it does Thinkific prefer Firefox or Chrome. They do. That's their preferred browsers. Yes.
I got you. Okay, good.
Handy thing to know, though, isn't it?
Well, when you try it 10 times and it doesn't work, you know, you've got to think, well, luckily I...
Yeah, no, I've had a few clients who hit a few issues with Safari.
Okay, almost there. I apologize.
It's all good. No, that's fine. Please keep me from the admin and the paperwork that I have to do that I don't want to do.
Okay, let's see here. Did I do that right?
Beautiful.
Did you get it?
I can see your screen, yes.
Okay, so under the design the site and the site builder, this is what I have for my home page, right? And I just have the courses up here and about Robert here.
Yep.
But then when I'm trying to get over to, I guess you have to click out. I learned you had to click out of this to go back to your course design here, right?
Yeah, or you manage learning content and you
So when I go to course design in here, I've got the one basic draft thing in here. Of course, I don't have my little picture up there earlier. And
that's
then
okay. I couldn't get a picture up there at all today.
Okay, let's see. This actually had it in another image. Let me see if I can find out where that went to.
What you're seeing here is the back end of that component there that you see is the back end of the site. So your students won't see much more than the preview when they go to the preview of the course.
Let me hit the preview of this on this and see if that part comes up.
So once,
well, here's
the students enrolled, once the students enrolled, they'll see the preview option of the site. They'll also have a menu option, which you're not seeing at the moment. The menu option is up the top, which will allow the student to be able to get in and go back to their dashboard. Or they can go to the dashboard with the button that you are there. So what you're seeing,
here's the deal. What am I looking at here now?
That would be what your student would see with their courses. So if they were enrolled in your course, see where it says no enrolled courses found, just below my courses, it would bring up a list of courses for them. Okay, so then,
so here this is, it has Robert S. on this side. Wouldn't this be their name over here?
It will be their name, but because you're logged into your Thinkific school, it's your name at the moment.
Okay, and then when it hits my dashboard, it'd actually be their dashboard.
It'll be their dashboard, yes.
Okay. Now, from here, shouldn't there be a home page or something that would get them back to my, or is it down here, way down here?
You get the home options there, yep. Or if they click on your icon, that'll take you back to the home page as well.
Okay, now that should have taken us, or I think it should have taken me back to the page where I'm standing in my studio. Why do I have this generic picture here?
Can you click on the image up the top of you for me, Robert?
Yes.
It's taking you to a coming soon page. I know where to fix that one.
Great. So I click on my image, right?
That should take you. Yeah, okay, somewhere in the footer, it's put a coming soon page in there. Just jumping in. Okay. If you go back to the back end of your site.
I'm assuming I just go back here, backwards on this.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
What it's done is in the site settings, it's put in a home page. But what I might do is I might just quickly go into mine for a second
Okay.
and show you mine. Or I can see if I can do this while you're there and just work out the spot where I've got to get to. Geez. Thank you. I'm looking at this for a second though. Can I? No. Why won't you let me get to where I want to get to? I might just stop your screen share for a second.
Okay.
And jump into mine.
All right.
Or would you like to share the screen and allow me to take over?
Please, let me, absolutely. I'm all for that. How do I do that?
Okay, if you stop your screen share for me, and then there should be an option that will allow me to take over your site.
All right, it says return to your dashboard. Where do I stop the screen share?
Under the screen.
Oh, I see at the top. I got it.
Yep, under Zoom. Yep.
Okay.
If you screen share with me a second time, you should be allow the host to be able to take over when it comes up. Perfect. The option.
Perfect.
Yep, should be allow me to take control. Hopefully.
This is a tricky little program.
This is Zoom. Yeah, it's pretty full on. Is it going to let me take over? The person who knows how to do this isn't on my session today. I always take over his screen. Just click on the option, on the share screen option now, Robert, just for a second and see if it's an option for me to be able to control your.
Okay, I'm going to start. It says.
Here we go. No, that's okay. Bear with me. I've just requested remote control. There we go.
I got you.
You should have a notification up on the screen now.
Perfect.
Sorry, guys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so if I go to Robert's screen over here now, and okay, so I'm just going to go to admin over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go to settings. Learning content. Why is it on the same page? Yes. Well. Give me where I want to be. Come on. Why are you not doing with the site URL? So. You built your homepage, so why is it not going through to the homepage?
Better you than me on that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's maybe not the great one.
No. I mean, this is the kind of stuff, and as you were describing at the beginning of your lecture, how so many people are going online to try to
exactly
create revenue, and they're just flooding these people like these different platforms.
It's full on.
Yeah, so we're not getting maybe the kind of rapid,
I know you're not getting
support.
the same response you would normally get from Thinkific. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
they are normally a really responsive support team, and they are lovely. And I have their blessing to do this, because I said to Brett, "So would you be happy if I did this?" Okay, so no, it's not there. What is that? Robert, I'm going to do some investigation and find out where that setting is. And I know I found it for another student the other day. And as soon as I find it, you can guarantee I will get off this webinar and I will find the thing.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Over that period, and I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link on where to fix it.
Thank you.
Renee, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. If anyone else doesn't have a question, then I'm going to leave it here today. The replay will be up on my YouTube channel. You are welcome to join me inside a Facebook group that I run called the Course Creators Circle as well. If I grab the link, that would be really handy for everyone, wouldn't it? And jump into that. There is no sell on this today. This has literally just been an information thing to help you guys get through the process and understand the journey of course creation. Please, in any way, shape or form, do not feel like a question is a silly one. I went through this journey a long time ago, and I had to ask the same questions when it went through the process. So there is no silly question. The ability of Zapier to be able to make things do what you want to do is amazing. I've just put the link through to the Course Creator Circle for those of you who want to join it. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for sticking with me for an hour and 45 minutes. That's a long time to stick with me. So thank you very much. And for those who have been on the Facebook session, take a break, grab a coffee, and I will come back and answer your questions there if you've got any questions on the Facebook live stream as well, because I was by myself with no help because it's COVID-19 and all my staff have kids home today. Okay, see you guys later, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.